Stop, drop, shut them down, open up shop. Oh. That's how Rough Riders roll, baby. But you already know what we got to do.
Well, we got to tell the streets.
We back up.
And you know what else is back up?
What's up?
Z93.
Z93 is back up.
Back up.
Better than ever?
Better than ever.
Better than ever.
It's back and better than ever.
I like
Just
it.
like Bischoff.
I like it.
And then also 1015, The Fridge is dropping.
Yeah.
And if you're here in Dayton, Ohio, and you love some alternative rock, man, check that station out, man, because that takes me back, man. It's Soundgarden.
Oh my God.
Oasis.
When everybody sounded like this, and they sound like this.
Exactly. Creed got the whole jam in there. But you don't got some rhymes for us today?
Oh, I had a stop.
Yeah, you do it, I guess.
H to the
I thought you were going to go
Izzo.
into the chorus.
H to the Izzo, V to the Izzy.
There you go.
But shows on my nizzle used to dribble down the VA.
There you go. All right, we'll take it.
Have to get your damn hands up. I mean, hey.
We're here to talk about stipulations today. Stipulations. And I'm sorry Ledbetter doesn't have a camera. He's better looking than me, so he deserves one. But unfortunately, you're out of luck, man.
That's all right.
We'll get you one. We'll get you one. We're working on it.
Just as long as they hear the sounds of my
smooth
sandpapery voice,
the silky smooth twang.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Silky smooth twang. So, with wrestling and stipulation matches, I mean, there's a long history, and I wanted to talk about this today because we did Hulk Hogan justice, I think. But man, stipulation matches, they're just so overdone. Do you think they're overdone, Kev? Or am I off base there? I mean, it seems like every time AEW runs a show.
Yeah, I was about to say AEW does run stipulations
all the time.
Through the freaking moon all the time.
Yeah.
Yo. It's like, come on.
Yeah,
yo.
they do it to try to pop a rating, and it's lazy booking.
Lazy booking.
A lot of times they throw that stipulation in there because they think it's going to draw more interest to the feud. Whereas if they would have laid a good groundwork to that feud, then the stipulation would have been an actual enhancement, not just some kind of whatever.
So let's talk about that.
It's never a following contest is scheduled for one for all with a 20-minute time limit. There's none of that no more.
No.
But let's talk about stipulations for a minute, because what's the point of a stipulation? And the point of stipulation in wrestling is 2 wrestlers are feuding, 3 wrestlers are feuding, a tag team is feuding. They can't settle the feud or decide the championship in a normal match. It's too out of control, or one person does something to accost another person and offend them, and it builds up to a match with a specific stipulation to them. And there's obviously the easy ones: street fight, hardcore, last man standing. Those are easy stipulations, but there's been some pretty wild ones out there too. So when I look at indie shows, like indie cards, not even just ones that I'm on, but just in general, I'll see a card with like 4 stipulation matches.
Wow.
On the card.
And not like a big build-up show either.
Right. It's not a big build-up show.
Just cause.
Like, hey, we're going to be at the VFW at blah, blah, blah in October. And on that match, you're going to see mentally ill demon versus arrogant Instagram guy in a street fight.
two underrated talents right there.
Right. Yeah. That's right. But there's no reason for it. But when you have a stipulation, the beauty of it is you've frustrated the crowd or excited the crowd in such a way that the match can only end one way, and that is with some rules that are outside of the box. So do you guys even think the debate before we get into talking about the different kinds is, do you think they're even relevant anymore? Do you think the crowd cares anymore about? I can think of a big one, and that's the Royal Rumble. Everybody cares about the Royal Rumble. And the Royal Rumble happens every January. It is the kickoff to WrestleMania season officially. The winner, it's what's called, it's not just a battle royal, it's a delayed entry battle royal. And other than WrestleMania, the Royal Rumble is probably the biggest show of the year. Every 30 to, sometimes it's 30 seconds, sometimes it's 60. Didn't they do 2 minutes one year?
They did do 2 minutes. I think
part of that's worked.
Yeah.
About to say, yeah.
So
did that like
whatever's
95 or
going
something.
on in the ring, that's when they'll drop the countdown, and then they know they're at that.
it's not
moment.
exactly
Yeah.
60 seconds or exactly 30 seconds.
Yeah,
But that's always a fun time because you're going to know who's part of a WrestleMania main event by the end of the night.
Right.
So that's fun. But the other piece of that makes it fun is it's usually like a return of a retired wrestler or something just out of the blue. Like, Rob Van Dam's here.
Yeah.
And I think he can still go, man. He actually
Yes, he
looks like he's in
can.
pretty good shape. But so do you guys think that stipulation matches are like relevant anymore? Or do you think it's kind of just whatever now and they just try to steal a house with it?
They could be relevant at a certain time,
Mm-hmm.
Like how you said, if they was do like if there was do a few, okay, this guy wants something, okay, this other guy wants something,
Mm-hmm.
go to like a tiebreaker,
Yeah.
then you could do a stipulation match.
Yes.
Tar and feather match or something like
Tar
that.
and feather match.
that's a good.
Ladder
I like
match,
that.
That's a good one.
Something like that. I'll tell you what grinds my gears about a Royal Rumble.
Okay.
About not the early Royal Rumbles, because the early Royal Rumbles were dope.
Yes.
I'm talking about like current. Everybody has the same song.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
It sounds like everybody has the same. Who's doing the music now? Def Rebel.
Okay.
So it seems like everybody's got the same intro. Everybody's got the same. Somebody's doing putting their name on the song. Stephanie Vicker.
I got what you're saying.
Okay,
They put an announcement before the music actually plays. Yeah, that's a new thing that I've noticed too.
It's like, man, who's coming out now?
You
I don't know
want the
who's going
music
on.
to start first.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. And then you get that Pavlovian response.
Mhm.
Why would they announce the name?
Who better than Canyon?
Yeah,
Then his would hit, his would
Yeah.
hit, and
I
then
loved
yeah,
it.
but that was because nobody else did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you got everybody and their mama got their name in the song now.
My opinion on the whole thing, this goes for all walks of wrestling, anyone listening this phrase, less is more.
Yeah.
Can you get
Well,
can you explain
elaborate.
Can we say that again?
Yeah.
Less is more. So if you were to eat steak fillets every night,
Mhm.
you'd eventually get sick of having steak fillet. You would. You'd be like, oh, here we go again. Whereas other people would be like, man, I'd really like to go treat myself to a nice steak.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about perception. Less is more. So if you roll out a street fight or a lumberjack match or a cage match, just all willy nilly for no reason, it's like having steak every night. Eventually, you're not going to care.
It's the law of diminished
Right.
returns.
Yes.
Les used to have a
Yes.
real good analogy involving Jennifer Lopez, but we can't use that on the air.
I'll say
But
Brazil.
yeah, but like it seems like on the independent level, we talk about lazy booking, but like it's always like just default to a hardcore match. Like, oh, it's just straight hardcore. And what
With
we mean
no
by-
setup.
Yeah. And what we mean by that, folks, is like the purpose of a gimmick match or a stipulation match is to wrap it up.
Mhm.
Like sometimes you'll have a stipulation match that leads into another stipulation that's different, but most of the time the stipulation match is designed to end the feud between the two people. So like, with that being said, like on the indies, not to get into the cheese and wine party, why do you think there's so much like as a fan, Kev,
Mhm.
when you see a street fight on an independent wrestling card, do you even get excited for that anymore? Or does it depend on the participants?
I guess it depends on the participants, because if you got two no-namers going at it, and it's
Mhm.
like, oh, okay, it's another throwaway match.
Mhm.
But if you got somebody like let's say a main eventer, and it's like an up and comer, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
This has some type of build for the up and comer, because you want to see the up and comer win.
A prime
You see
example
what
of what Kev's talking about was when Undertaker defended the hardcore title against Jeff Hardy on Raw that night.
Oh,
Yeah.
in
That
that,
was
in
it.
that ladder
Barn burner,
match.
yeah.
Unexpected, Hardy on the uprise. Is that what you're saying, Kev?
Yeah.
And that was a fantastic match, and it worked. And I think another great example of one out of nowhere is one of my favorite matches when Big Show was the ECW champion, and then Ric Flair just challenged him in the ECW rule.
I remember that.
That match was so good. Ric Flair worked so hard. Flair was just a bloody mess by the end of it. But in that instance, they were using Flair to get ECW over
Right.
and to get the Big Show over. So there was clearly a creative reason why they did that. It wasn't just like, we're going to go through our Rolodex here and put two dudes together and they're going to smash each other with garbage cans. There was a clear reason for it, and it worked. But I think you're right, because like on the indies, I'm starting like just going through my feed to even show prep. It's like this dude versus this dude, and it's a hardcore match, or this dude versus this dude, it's a street fight, or this dude. And the big phrase now in the independents, and we can get into this and get in trouble. The death match.
Yeah, I see a lot of those too, and it's like,
yeah, with the light tubes.
Yeah.
For those,
So-
explain to the people what death matches
So
are, just so they know.
A death match is
'Cause
like
they're not really dying.
They're not really dying, but it's a step. It's almost a step above a hardcore match. So, like, if Kev and I are in a hardcore match fighting each other, we're still going to mostly wrestle, but we're going to incorporate maybe Kev suplexes me on the cement floor. Maybe I hit Kev with a garbage can. We're still brawling, and we'll stick one or two things in there to ramp up the excitement. A death match from the get-go, it's like a Saw movie. It's like I want to hurt the spectacle of gore. Right from the jump is the purpose of the match. And to me, I'm not disrespecting anybody who does it. It's not pro wrestling, because a lot of those death matches will start with two people sitting in a chair across from each other
that too, yeah,
and stapling dollar bills to each other with an industrial stapler.
Maybe they're negotiating their paydays.
That's true.
So it's not a hot dog in the handshake,
and dollar bills.
Well, they take the dollar bill off of their forehead and
That's-
pop it off and get that hot
That's
dog.
called signed. That's called signed, sealed, and delivered.
That's right.
I'm yours.
But the psychology of that would, can you imagine that, Kev? Like there's no reason we're having a fight, but we're going to sit across from each other and staple stuff to each other's face and chest. What's it Jeff Jarrett says, or Jim Cornette says?
It's a hat on a hat.
That's the kind of thing those people like.
Oh, for the kind of people that like that kind of thing, that's the kind of thing that those people like.
Yeah, there it is.
I like that.
Because it's the spectacle of gore. But if Kev and I are feuding for 6 months and he's got a belt and I'm chasing him and I attack him after the match and he attacks me, but he's still got the belt and I want it, and then I attack his wife in the audience. Okay, well, now it's personal, right? Now the stakes are higher. Now now he attacks me during my match and pulls me out of the ring. We fight around the arena.
Yeah, but now you're making way too much sense.
All right, I'll stop.
And if you're on the indies, you're not allowed to do that.
Not allowed to make
And
sense.
if you make too much sense, you're considered politic.
Go full Dixie. You never want to go full Dixie.
Yeah.
You never want to go full Dixie.
Yeah.
That's the traditional build for a stipulation match, and whatever that might be, is if he has a championship belt that I want and I make it personal, now we've got to settle it outside the parameters of a typical match. Now the crowd, if they're following the storyline, are like, oh man, I can't wait to see Kev get his hands on that evil Kimera. He's spit in his wife's face and he slashed his tires or whatever it might be. It's personal, and the crowd's going to want to see Kev get his hands on me. Now, just doing stuff just to do it, it doesn't make a whole heck of a lot of sense.
Do you think that's missing now? Like the whole personal thing?
Yeah. Personal
Absolutely.
issues draw money. Personal issues
Yeah.
draw money. And go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say an example of what you were just saying. Sorry. So
No,
you take
say.
two guys that have you could launch it on. Kevin was talking about the throwaway match on the card.
Yeah.
That could actually launch into something big if booked
Mhm.
correctly. So you take two no-name guys that you've never seen on a show, and you have their match end where they fight off. No finish. They fight off. Okay. Next time they go to the ring, same thing happens. They fight off. Now you have to throw them in a lumberjack match. Lumberjack match is where you bring out wrestlers. It's as old as the moon, and you line up around the ring. And when one wrestler goes to the floor, you have to pitch him back in the ring. That's how you contain these two guys. They still can't be contained. Now you throw a little personal conflict in there. Maybe one guy attacks the other one's girlfriend or beats him up during concession stand or intermission. Now you got to put him in a cage.
Yes.
And now you just took two guys that had nothing going for them. You added some emotion and a little bit of intrigue to it. And now you're utilizing that gimmick match and it actually enhances the storyline.
Yes.
Right.
Agreed. 100%.
It's called making sense.
And that's booking 101.
It's called making sense.
Yeah, I know. I never do that.
Never go full Dixie. Okay?
Never go full Dixie.
Never go full Dixie. All right. We got to pay some bills. We'll be back in a little bit. We're going to talk about some multi-man match stipulations when we return. We'll see you in a little bit.
At the Ohio Lottery, we make Keno fun your way. That means
Big Kev, right here on 1410 ESPN Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here with Hard Subject to Change. I'm Big Kev. He's been Kimera. He is Sergeant Ledbetter. And we are sponsored by Tamagotchi.
Oh,
Never heard of it.
Never heard of
you've
it.
heard of Tamagotchi.
Never.
Is he a pitcher?
You might be. It's those. You remember the little digital pets all the girls used to have back in junior high?
I do not.
Everybody had those little gigapets.
I'm a lot older than you guys.
So I'm 62. So you're not.
I'm older than you.
So it was like a
No
keychain.
comment.
It was like a little keychain, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you had to feed your pet and water your pet, otherwise it would die.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I not remember this?
It's worth a Google.
I was about to say, yeah, YouTube it, because they got some stuff on YouTube about the Tamagotchis and all that stuff.
He's going to it right
He's
now.
about to do it right
About
now.
to do it. We got to talk about
That blows
some.
mine
We
in
got
a
to talk
minute.
about some wrestling. We got to talk about some multi-man matches.
Yes, sir.
Now, multi-man matches are pretty popular, probably because we'll talk about some other easier matches later on. But they're easy to do because you don't really need you don't need to buy a ladder. You don't need to get a table. You don't need to do anything crazy. You're just throwing a match together. And these matches can be good when you're trying to add a little bit of flavor to it, or maybe you have a feud between, like, let's say it's just a mid-card belt. You got 3 wrestlers feuding over it. 3 wrestlers want it. They are all interfering with each other. There's no decisive victor, so you settle it in a triple threat match. The other type of match is similar to a triple threat. Triple threat, first person to, it's no disqualification, no count out.
Lazy booking.
But the first person to score a pinfall or submission in the ring is the winner. Now, I think triple threats are boring because I see them way too much.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you think?
All shows?
I absolutely, when I ran a company for 10 years, if I booked a triple threat match, you would have had to put a gun to my head to do it.
Oh, wow.
If a guy should listen, there's nothing more annoying. I'm on my soapbox here, like you were earlier at the Rumble.
Yeah.
There's nothing more annoying when you watch an indie show and there's a random triple threat match, only because all friends wrestling.
Yep.
Buddy and brother showed up and they got to get brother on the card because he rode with other brother.
Oh,
so we got all friends wrestling. Do him a favor. No, brother can sit in the crowd.
Yep.
I have a singles match booked. I don't need to add a guy to that match.
That's the frustrating part.
That is annoying.
That's annoying. Now, sometimes you'll see a triple threat match pop up out of nowhere because you're stuck, because you had a match between 2 wrestlers booked and one of them didn't show up.
Yes.
So the person who did show up, they shouldn't be penalized for showing up like they were supposed to. So sometimes you'll have to throw a 3-way together.
I always had trainees laying around,
get squashed.
Other people get, there's always an opportunity for somebody else.
But see, that's the thing. You're smart and prepared.
I know. I don't belong in the business.
You don't belong in wrestling, man.
Because I use logic and I use preparation and
preparedness. Little Boy Scouts honor.
My question for you is this: like let's say I'm in the match and I don't show up. So you usually have like 2 other people on the side, like, hey, you can go ahead and do like a triple threat match.
So wait, what? You were booked in a singles match and you didn't show up.
Yeah.
So let's talk about first. You're fired.
Okay, I'm fired.
Okay, right, Ben? You hearing this?
Yes.
Fired. Okay, so now what does that
You're
leave
fired.
me with? Your opponent now doesn't have a match. Do I slide him into another match and make it a triple threat? No. If there's always people lingering around the locker room. They're like wrestlers are like roaches.
Yep.
There's always a couple of them crawling around out back. You should always have your gear with you.
Always.
And if you're lingering around the back, you're probably looking for an opportunity.
Right.
So when opportunity knocks,
you better be ready.
Hey man, I had a guy no show. You want in? Boom. I just made a match.
Wow.
Okay. And then it's my job as a booker to give them a creative enough finish to make that match entertaining.
So remind me not to miss any shows with y'all.
Right.
The best ability is reliability
and availability.
Okay.
And dependability.
And like, I've been doing this for 26 years. I swear to you, I've not missed one show.
Wow.
Out of 3,700 matches, I have not missed a single one. Let me double think real quick. Nope, I haven't missed a single one.
And you've been sick and things like that too.
Man, I'm not trying to say this to brag. I remember drinking 3/4 of a bottle of Pepto.
Oh wow!
In the bathroom, just so my stomach was settled. I mean, I don't mean to be gross, everybody, but I would, pack myself. You know what I mean? I would take that. I wouldn't use the bathroom for like a week after that. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
Like there was times where I would, just be pounding Gatorades just so I could walk because I was so tight from being dehydrated from being sick. I just can't think of an instance where I didn't show up, and I can't think of an instance where anybody in their right mind who wants to be a wrestler wouldn't show up. Like, again, not to be the cheese and wine party, PWA in Kentucky, who I work for, he told me that another wrestler who's not a name but is known in this territory just called him out of nowhere and said, well, I got a better booking closer to home, so I'm not coming.
Wow. What?
That happens.
What?
I got more money closer to my house, so I'm not coming. If you got signed by WWE, Vince McMahon himself back in the day would say, I don't care if you're making $5 in front of 3 people. You finish all of your dates before you report to OVW. All of them.
Yep.
And he because Vince is in that capacity an old school guy. He believes in keeping your word. I mean, there's plenty of people when I was writing shows where I just didn't use them again if they didn't show up once, or if they told me no. I'd be willing to listen to people's ideas in between shows.
Mhm.
But if they show up to a show and they get the sheet and they're like, I'm not doing that.
Wow.
You do have to, you don't have, okay. You only have to deal with, it seems like when a wrestler, and we're getting down a bunny trail here.
Yep.
It seems like when a wrestler gets a little bit of steam behind their name,
Yes.
and they start to get promoters actually reaching out to them. See,
Right.
there's a difference between you're reaching out to promoters and you're looking for bookings compared to promoters are actually inboxing you because they want you on the show. That's a good problem to have. But with that creates a little sprinkling water on a seed, and this little thing called an ego sprouts from that. Because now when you feel needed, it makes you feel like you're better than everybody else.
Right.
Wow.
So imagine you were doing DJ work, Kev, okay? And you're calling around and you're like, hey, you got any spots open? I'm trying to get my name out there as a DJ, blah, blah, blah. And they give you opportunities. Now imagine that your inbox is just blown up with people. I want you to come do my show.
Right.
You would feel wanted. In wrestling, that ego sprouts very quickly.
Yeah.
So now they're going to sit there and tell you right to your face as a promoter, I don't need your booking because this guy's going to pay me more.
Yeah.
So I always tell those people, fine, don't call me. I'll call you.
Yeah.
Right.
Because now we're at a standoff because now you've disrespected me because you're telling me I don't pay enough, right? Or that my spot is not good enough. So I take that as an insult.
Right.
Yes.
I will find somebody else. Wrestlers are the easiest part of the show to replace.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You can always create another wrestler with proper booking. Now, people that don't know how to book, that saying does not apply.
No.
They require those name guys because the name guys are what's making their show.
They
A
know how
good
to write a
booker can make his show based on the parts that he's given.
Right.
Okay.
So sorry, soapbox.
No, you're
No,
right.
no,
We're getting
fold
into
it
the
up.
weeds on it, but
Yeah.
like a triple threat match is typically like lazy booking, like you said. But one match that I like that's a triple threat, or kind of like a triple threat, but I only think it should be used maybe once a year, if that, and that's a three-way dance. And I love the three-way dance because it's elimination style. And really, I would only use this match if I'm doing a title switch,
Yeah.
and I would have, okay, well, Ledbetter's the champion, and I think Kev's going to win the match, and I'm now in the match. So now it's like, okay, well, who's going to win the match? If we eliminated him first and he was the champion, well, now I'm guaranteed a new champion, right? And now the stakes have ramped up higher. That's how I would use that match. And that's again, you want to use that very rarely. You know what I mean? That's not something you want to use multiple times a year, just once.
Right.
And then there's, of course, the handicap match, a fatal four-way.
Can I interject with
Interject
one thing?
away.
It goes back to what you were saying real quick about the three-way dance. One of the best that it was used was, and I had to look up the name just to make sure, Anarchy Rules 99.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Taz was leaving.
Yep.
And everybody knew he was leaving.
Yep.
So they had him get eliminated first, and they had Tanaka and Awesome double pin him.
Yep.
Now, what does that tell the crowd? As soon as they realize Taz has been eliminated,
He's not the champion anymore.
we're going to see a new champion tonight.
Right.
And
For
then
sure.
those final two guys battle. So sorry, I just
No,
wanted to
you
make sure.
that's an excellent
Yeah.
point, because Tanaka or Awesome wasn't added to the match till like that day,
right.
and they made it a three-way dance and not a triple threat because everybody knew Taz was leaving because of the internet, so you automatically thought, okay, well, they're going to have a good match, but Mike Awesome's going to win. Well, now you don't know who's going to win,
Right.
And that's the genius of Paul Heyman for sure. Like and with a triple threat, a fatal four-way is the same thing. First pinfall or submission. The best one I've ever seen as a fatal four-way is Edge, Orton, Cena, and Shawn Michaels from Backlash. I believe it's 2009. Holy cow. Maybe it was 2008. But anyways, it was.
Oh, yeah,
you remember
yeah.
that match?
Yeah.
It was fantastic. That ending sequence where they're trading finishers,
Yeah.
and Shawn Michaels hits Cena with the super kick, and he falls backwards on Orton,
Right.
but Michaels hurts his knee, and then Cena accidentally pins Orton. Just what a great finish that was.
Crazy, man.
But again, once you see something like that, you almost got to stick it in the drawer for at least a year
Oh,
and a
yeah.
half
Shelf
before
it.
you break it out. You're right.
Shelf it.
You do something that well, you don't want to go back and do it again. And one that I kind of liked was the 6-pack challenge.
Oh yeah.
I thought
like that too.
I thought that was really good. Like, because I remember the first one, and then like whoever got like the pin in a certain amount of time frame won the belt. So like Brian Kendrick was
Yeah.
WWE champion
Yeah, he
for
sure
like
was.
8 minutes.
That was the championship
Yeah.
scramble.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Championship scramble. That
on SmackDown, right? Or was it on
Yeah.
a pay-per-view?
was on pay-per-view.
A SmackDown pay-per-view.
Yeah, that was on the SmackDown pay-per-view. They had
Yeah.
like Triple H, Brian Kendrick, MVP. There was some other people that was on there.
But
that was an Adam Lee original.
Yeah, and it was so cool though, because
loved
it was like Brian Kendrick's the WWE champion. What?
Yeah.
What?
Say, what world?
Okay, but it's intriguing. It's
Mhm.
intriguing to see and talk about, because you think, okay, well, he's got the belt now. What if they actually see this all the way through to the end? It was exciting to watch.
He was on a winning streak too at that time.
He was. They were
True
pushing
story.
him. He had a cool jacket.
Yep.
He did.
Cool jacket. He did have a
He
cool
had a real
jacket.
cool jacket.
And then like another one of mine that's I think is pretty good is I actually enjoy a gauntlet match. If you want to get somebody over that's a baby face,
Yes.
you have them run. A gauntlet match is
Yeah.
2 wrestlers start. Once one is eliminated, another wrestler comes out, usually about 5 or 6. That's a match designed to either build up a baby face to have them win, or build up a baby face to have him go against a heel. Because, and I love the heat at the end of this. If you have a baby face start, he runs the whole gauntlet, and at the end, the heel cheats to win.
Yeah.
The fresh heel.
The fresh heel
And he
cheats to
still
win.
cheats.
So much heat. The audience is so mad.
Kev, you remember Kofi Mania, right?
I do remember Kofi
They launched
Mania.
that off of a gauntlet match.
Sure
That's true.
did,
They did.
Yeah, that was a very good, well done angle.
Your cardio has got to be like tip top shape for a gauntlet match.
Not just your cardio, but then pull back the curtain, your memory.
Yeah, your brain.
Ooh,
If you
that too.
if he's the baby, if Ledbetter's the baby face in the match and he's going the distance, he's got to remember 6 matches.
See,
Yeah.
too much.
Not one match.
Well, you have to hope that there's competent heels coming through the curtain
Right.
that can help call you the stuff to you, so you
Right.
don't have to sit there and remember every single thing.
It really, when you're putting that one together, you probably just want to remember like 1 or 2 things.
You just
per
need to know
match.
the.
Yeah.
You just need to know what's going to happen when they hit the
Yeah.
ring, and then how we getting out of it to the next guy. Everything
That's
else
true.
in the middle can get filled in.
But I think gauntlets are a lot of fun as far as a multi-man match
Oh,
goes. It's not.
They're fun for the crowd.
It's fun for the audience, especially because they never get to see it. I can't remember the last time one was on TV. Do you?
Just the Kofi Mania,
Kofi
and
one,
then
that was-
they did
12
one with
years
Jey
ago.
Uso.
Yeah, they did do one with Jey Uso.
Like last year.
Yeah, last year
Yeah.
on SmackDown, I believe.
Yep.
That was pretty good if I'm remembering.
It was.
that
It
one
was
right.
real good. And they even did it. It was like a callback to the Kofi one because it was right before Mania.
Yeah. If you guys are watching, like, can you think of a multi-man match they haven't done that would you be interesting to you? Because I was trying to think, like, watching this, because like we're gonna praise some of these things, we're gonna poo-poo some of these things, but I was like, well, what if someone's like, oh, why don't you guys put your money where your mouth is and come up with a match that maybe hasn't been seen before?
Can I tell you one I booked?
Yes,
I booked
but it's
a-
not like it's been done. You're breaking the rules.
I know, but this was I booked this match and it had never been done before. So you take 4 guys and you put them in the ring.
Okay.
Everybody's allowed to fight everybody,
Mhm.
but you're only allowed to pin your actual opponent in the match, and I'm only allowed to pin my actual opponent in the match.
Okay,
And then the last 2 face off for the finish.
I actually kind of like that.
It's called Double Jeopardy.
I love that.
I like that.
So the heels could work together if they wanted. It works better if you got 2 top feuds. So it would have been great if it had been like Shawn and Hunter versus Team RKO, regular
Yeah.
RKO.
Yeah.
Put all 4 of them in the ring, but everybody's actually going for something on their own. The Double Jeopardy match.
So if Team RKO got eliminated Sean and Hunter would have to wrestle each other.
If they won both their respective, so say Sean's only allowed to pin Orton,
Yep.
and Hunter's only allowed to pin Edge,
And they do it.
and they both get rid of them, Sean would have to fight Hunter for the grand prize, which could be a number 1 contenders match.
I love it.
You
That's
could use
great.
it for a vacant heavyweight title.
That's really cool. I like
Yes.
that.
It's almost like I know what I'm doing.
Almost close. Close. All right. We got to go pay some bills. We come back. We're going to talk about some weird stuff. Maybe stuff that's good. Maybe stuff that's bad.
Yeah.
It's going to be weird. We'll see in a little bit.
Do you owe
I got another match I
$10,000 or
booked
more in
that
your
I've
credit
never
card?
And Big Kev, right here on 1410 ESPN Radio.
We are card subject to change, and we are sponsored by the brand new game. It's called Skip It.
Wow.
Skip it.
Yes, Skip It.
How many times you hurt yourself playing skip it?
Oh, many a times. I'm still get the My knees still crack.
We're 90s kids, man. A lot of those toys were just like brutal.
Yeah, they were.
Brutal. It was a Bop It. Remember that?
Bop It.
Yeah.
The Skip It.
Yeah.
Is Skip It the round ball with the platform around it?
Which
one was
that's
that one?
another one that's put
Yeah,
people in the
that's another one.
hospital.
Dude,
Skip
we would bottom those out now if we
Oh
tried
my
to get on
God.
one of those things. It's
Skip It's the one where you put it around 1 foot and it's like a hula hoop
okay.
and it's not a ball.
It's like a
kinda
little counter that
wheel,
they had. Yeah.
wheel with a counter.
I wonder if Steffi Mack could work that into her gimmick
I
with
think
the
you
hula
should.
hoop.
I think you should ask her.
She's
Mention
pretty good.
hula-
Have you seen that gimmick,
Oh,
Kev?
I
Girl
ain't
named
seen it
Steffi
yet.
Mack. She works the hula hoop.
She got.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she does real well with that gimmick, I think.
She was a cheerleader, I think, and then she also does like fire dancing and stuff at like
Oh, wow.
Renaissance
Yeah,
festivals
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
But she's really good with that hula hoop, and that's her gimmick. She's good. She's very good.
Yeah, it's like pretty much like a hula hoop for your ankles.
Oh, okay. Skip it.
Skip it.
I
But
thought that
here's
was like the
thing.
story of the Reds playoff. or
If you
something.
if you would be doing the skip it and you would mistime it, you were basically throwing a bolo at your ankles.
Pretty much.
So you were skid marks.
Boom,
Bang.
face first on the ground.
And then your
Wasn't
mom
great.
be in the background like, hey, you better get up. We ain't going to the hospital.
That's right.
And if you were in Detroit, that means you got a mouthful of glass.
That's true. Not just glass, gravel,
Yeah,
bullet casings,
dude.
crack pipes.
Let me just bring something up
in
about
the
Detroit
90s.
for a
Okay,
second.
here we go.
This is legit. Me and my buddy Ron, we're going up to Mania 23. Okay.
23.
We hit the ROH show that was in town, and it was on 9 Mile
Yes.
exit the night before.
It's Harpo's, I think.
Kevin, when I tell you the parking lot, you know how the Yellow Brick Road and the Wizard of Oz, imagine the shiny glass, like you can read about it in Revelations,
Yeah.
the shiny glass road.
Yes.
It looked like that in the parking lot because it was all broken glass,
Mhm.
the whole parking lot.
So not to get too into Detroit, but like from 2001 to 2011 in Detroit, it's known as the Lost Decade because that's when they elected Kwame,
Mm-hmm.
and Kwame stole $500 million from the city.
Yeah.
He got the parking lights cut off, and we looked at Kwame like he was our savior, man, because he would like white people, African Americans loved him, white people loved him too. He was like kind of like Obama in that way, where he'd be like a really good speaker.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, and connect with people, he's stuffing, money into his pockets. And there was a point there in 2011 where they were like, we're going to have to sell our assets at the DIA. Now, people think, Detroit's, the Detroit Institute of Art is the most valuable art museum in the entire United States of America. It's got a Rembrandt, Da Vinci, Michelangelo. I mean, it's got a lot of really expensive pieces. When Kwame didn't pay DTE, the electric company,
Yes.
they cut the streetlights and the stoplights off. And that was the end of it. But William Clay Ford, who owned the Lions at the time, terrible NFL owner, wonderful human being. He stepped in, gave him a whole bunch of money, bridge loan, got everything back, and Kwame went to jail. And then I think Trump pardoned him.
Who came in after Kwame?
Mike Duggan, who's there
And he
now.
told the streets.
Yeah, we back up.
Yeah.
That's good.
He did though. Mike Duggan. I mean, he completely flipped that whole place around, man. And it's on the come up, and that's great. But man, that 2001 to 2011, 2007 is where you're talking about.
Yes. it
That was like the peak of the horror.
terrible.
Terrible. Still love it though. Still love it. I loved it then, but I get to love it and be proud of it now. There wasn't anything to be proud of during the Lost Decade. All right, let's talk about weird stuff. This match worked the very first time they did it. And every other time after I've seen it, it's not worked so well. I'm talking about the empty arena match.
Oh, yeah.
The first time they did it was very smart. Let's have a WWF championship between The Rock and Mankind, and it's going to go halftime in the Super Bowl. Remember that?
I remember
Halftime
that.
heat?
I just got done watching that too.
And it was a good match. It was
Yeah.
just a brawl around an empty arena, and it was on TV. But what would be the point now in the modern era of having a wrestling promotion on TV and doing an empty arena match?
That's why I say that's pretty much like a Monday Night Raw at the Thunderdome, ain't it?
Yeah, I mean, and it kind of worked in a way where during COVID, right?
Yeah.
Like, because that was kind of a necessity. You had to You had an empty arena.
Right.
You had people literally conference calling in
Much.
to watch wrestling. So
Yeah.
so that was every match was an empty arena match. What did you think, Sarge, about like the empty arena match concept?
That was peak Attitude Era. So
Yeah.
we're talking not
It's a Vince
peak,
Russo
but
creation.
it's on
Yeah,
the come
sure
up
is.
because that was when they took back over the ratings during
Mhm.
that time.
Yep.
Obviously that's a Vince Russo.
Mhm.
It also launched did they do the empty arena on Halftime Heat?
Yes.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was called Halftime Heat, and they it was just the whole halftime of the Super Bowl.
So they had done parking lot brawl matches before.
yeah,
And I think this is like, okay, there's no fans at a parking lot brawl match. So let's just put it in a ring.
Mhm.
I was okay with it as a one-off.
as a one-off.
Yeah, as
But
a
after
one-off.
that, it was kind of
Well, the other ones were COVID.
Yeah,
COVID,
Mhm.
everything was empty arena during COVID.
you're not wrong.
Yeah.
That was kind of weird. And then I get okay. So stipulation matches are designed with that when they're over, the winner is the one who's getting put over, right?
Right.
So like the concept of a kiss my foot, kiss my ass match is done to try to humiliate somebody, and that's typically a babyface win, and it's done to humiliate a heel that's been cheating the babyface all along. But it just never got over with the steam, right? Like
Bret Hart versus Jerry Lawler.
In the
Yeah.
Kiss My Foot match.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole show was rotten though.
yeah, That's what the
1995
night-
was just rotten.
yeah, it was not good. And Vince McMahon having the Kiss My Ass Club, that worked on a fundamental level when they
Yeah.
just kept smashing it over and smashing it over. But then Vince getting his comeuppance or whatever with Rikishi and all that.
It worked with Regal because he had
Yeah.
to do it to keep his job.
Right. But like, does the audience really think with like no build that those types of matches are like anything to humiliate anybody? It just kind of seems flat. What do you think, Kev?
I think those the Kiss My Foot and the Kiss My Ass matches were just something to feed Vince's ego.
Yeah.
Because he likes fart jokes and stuff like that.
Yes.
Toilet
Very,
humor. That was his whole thing.
very sophomore humor. Yeah.
I like that stuff.
How you like that foot, pal?
I want to pull my pants down.
I
wanna
agree.
have somebody kiss my ass.
I totally agree with Kev. I think they're pointless. I think that honestly they would get over better on the indies than they would on TV.
Yeah, but so how do you build to that on the indies? Like you have to here's the problem, like you said, with the ego. And I was talking to somebody last night who shall not be named about it because it was boiling my blood. And I was thinking about an evening gown match. So
Okay.
like an evening gown match between two and every time you talk to a female wrestler on an indie show, they're all like, well, we want to be a serious wrestler. We want to be a serious blah, blah,
But
blah.
buy our OnlyFans.
We don't want to exactly.
Yes. I already knew what you were
They're okay with being objectified for the right amount of money on the right platform.
Yeah.
They're not okay. All of a sudden, they're Tully Blanchard or Frank Gotch, in the ring when
Bob
it comes to
Backlund.
showtime. But then when they dress the same and have the same music, but when it comes to thinking about it on a local level, we have a great, I'm not going to name names because I'm not going to fan us. We have a great little brand new super green white meat baby face. We've got a heel that's tremendous in her personality, real annoying. This type of match would be like ripe for them to have.
right.
Right.
Like this would be perfect for them to have the baby face, quote unquote, humiliate the heel because that's the objective.
Yeah.
And to get heat on, the heel / get the baby face over because that's what the match is designed to do. But I feel like if we even broached the subject,
Yeah. Oh, I already have the setup in my mind.
yeah,
You ready?
it would be
You
okay.
ready? Real
Without
quick.
naming names,
Real quick.
without
So-
no names.
Ex babyface
Yes,
had recently won a title.
yes,
Mhm.
You do a belt presentation
yes,
in front of the live crowd. You have
Mhm.
them dress a little nicer.
yeah,
You have the heels hit the ring
yep,
and they lay out the partner
yep.
and she rolls out and then they isolate the other one and they rip her
Dress off.
dress wear off and the security has to run in and she's got undergarments on, Kev.
like a
It's not
bikini.
like she's naked.
Yeah.
And they run in and they separate and they wrap a towel around her and they get her out of there to keep her from getting humiliated.
Right.
Well, the heel now has all this heat.
Mhm.
How dare you rip another woman's clothes off
Right.
them?
Right.
You know what I mean? And you Jezebel,
Yeah.
you heartless Jezebel.
Harlot. You
So
hot thief.
now you build up to this evening gown match.
Yep. I'm with you.
Right. And it's ready made right
I'm
there.
with it.
And no one has to get naked. No one has to do anything that they wouldn't wear to a pool.
Yep.
So,
But they wouldn't do it because they're Hackenschmidt.
and they're
But for
told they have to
$9.99 a month, ladies and gentlemen,
and
For
they
God's
wouldn't do
sake.
it because they're told they have to do it.
Right.
If it was their idea,
they'd probably do it.
they would do it.
That's
But
pretty much on the same setup as a Kiss My Ass match.
Exactly.
You know,
it works though because the visceral imagery of a woman getting her clothes ripped off in public is
Mhm.
shocking. Even if you don't show anything,
Right.
it's shocking.
It's disrespectful.
And it's designed to humiliate the baby face and the heel to get their comeuppance or whatever.
Mhm.
And there's a whole different bunch of different ways to do it, but unfortunately, you know, it's my utmost displeasure to inform you, gentlemen, women. Let's
Yeah.
move on. Here was another match that was kind of weird, and I was looking into it. I totally forgot it happened. Do you remember the Feast or Fired match in TNA?
They do that a lot.
Huh?
They do that a lot.
They still do it a lot.
do it.
They have done it recently. Yes.
What do you guys think of that match? So, go ahead. I've been doing a lot of
It's
talking.
same-
Lay it out.
Is more is the same thing. If you
Yep.
if you do it in like a say, you have to have a group of guys who are complaining about their spot,
Yes.
and then you have another group of guys who are very egotistical about their spot,
Yes.
and you make that be the group.
Yes.
Now it's like every one of them have something to earn and something to lose,
Right.
right? And
Right.
that's it right there.
No, I think you're right about that. Kev, what do you know about Feast or Fire? Do you like it or not? Don't like it or?
I liked it because it seemed like it's one of those matches where if somebody has to go in because they're going in for surgery or they just need time off,
that's a
that's a
great
good
point.
idea.
they need that fired spot. But,
Yes.
you know they're gonna come back in about a few months.
So the Feast or Fired match, ladies and gentlemen, what we're talking about is there's four briefcases are on a pole, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so whoever's grabbing the briefcase, someone might get a title shot, but one person, they're going to open a briefcase. It's going to be a pink slip, and then that wrestler is fired. But you're right, Kev. That's a great vehicle. Like, oh man, I tore my ACL. Let me get in there and get fired, air quotes, real
Yeah.
quick, and then I can come back in a couple of months. You know, that makes a lot of sense. That's
Mhm.
really a good point. What are your thoughts? Could you
Yeah,
do that match? And get over on the Indies?
I booked a similar we did it every called it Shamrock, the Shamrock Battle Royal.
Mhm.
And we did it around what's the
St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patty's Day. I don't know why I couldn't think of that.
It's a lot of information.
Yeah, I know. So St. Patty's Day, you do the Shamrock Rumble. Whoever the final three are in the Rumble, they get envelopes.
Okay.
One envelope contains a title shot that night. One envelope contains a tag team title shot in the future,
Mhm.
and the other envelope has nothing in it. You get nothing. So good job, you won. Now you could take that a step further,
Mhm.
and you could make that you get fired. But on the Indies, you're not really doing that.
You know,
what
you
I
can't
mean?
really do that, but you're right though. But that makes a lot of sense and creates a lot of drama. That would be a phenomenal match to open the show with.
We did. We put it in the opener
Right.
because let's say a guy like I'll just use TJ Fury as
Okay.
an example. He may not ever get a title shot for the heavyweight title,
Right.
but he wins one of those envelopes, and boom, he's got a title shot.
And then you have people like, oh, if he could do that, maybe he could win the belt. No, I'm
Right.
with you on it,
Right.
100%. And that's a good idea. And man, we do need more stuff like that on the Indies, just
Yeah,
in general.
I need to start my company back
You
again.
do,
so
you
can
should.
see all the cool stuff that
You
I used
should.
to do.
Like shake up
You should.
everything.
You book Kev as the champion.
That's fine.
Yeah, he's
You
the
might
main
have
eventer.
to bump Kev. You okay with
You
that?
can.
Well,
Yeah,
Okay.
do a couple rolls.
Yeah.
come out in the suit.
Pastel suit. pastel suit.
Now he's
Can't
a
be a suit.
commissioner. He's like Teddy Long.
That's right.
Holla, 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 play.
Who you gonna have a tag match tonight with?
Oh man, I'm gonna have a tag match with you.
But we're gonna go 1-on-1 with
The Undertaker.
Instead of the Undertaker, you got to go 1-on-1 with Sergeant Ledbetter.
There you go. There you go.
There you go. Yeah, that works.
Another weird one. We'll get this in real quick, and because I didn't understand it, but I also thought it was bad, but I also didn't hate the idea. Does that make sense? It was terrible execution. It's the Punjabi prison match.
Oh,
What a visual, though.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Man.
Like,
And toyetic, too.
it's right. It could be a toy. It could be a play set. I thought for Vince loving giants, he's wasted like a whole bunch of them.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like Khali making Khali champion, perfect. Big Show champion, perfect. Almost, they're wasting him, in my opinion.
Yes.
I love Almost. I think, and everyone's like, oh,
And he's more athletic than all the guys you just named.
yeah,
He is.
he could do more. But, I remember watching to prep for the show, the Punjabi prison match with Batista and Khali. And I'm like, if they would have just put like 10 more minutes of thought and prep into this match, it would probably be pretty good. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a steel cage match, but the cage is not steel. It's made out of bamboo shoots. And it's not a normal steel cage where it's on the ring and it's like 12 feet high. It is 20 to 25 feet high.
So
It
man,
is
trying
tall.
to see up in that bad boy.
Right.
The
So
toy playset is huge.
is it?
Oh, it's huge.
But is it cool though?
It's awesome.
So it's a cool idea. And obviously the Elimination Chamber, they've been doing that for 20 years now, and that's super over. But I thought the Punjabi prison was a good idea. It just needed to be thought through a little bit more. What'd you think?
Yeah, it was great. It was great. The visual of it. You can see the fans when they're sitting in the crowd and they're just staring up like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, this is a crazy thing. It's a shame Khali wasn't a little bit better of a worker,
Yes.
just because he'd have been able to do more in those matches. He couldn't really climb the thing very well. And
Right.
he's one of those guys, once you rolled him out there a couple times, you saw it.
Yeah. It
Unfortunately.
was so limited. He should have just been on the Undertaker schedule.
Yeah.
But they killed him as a heel, and then they tried to make him a dancing, charismatic
Yeah.
baby face, but he has no charisma because he can't speak English.
Imagine, though, if during the Jinder Mahal run,
Uh-huh.
if they brought it back
Yes.
and had him be the master of the Punjabi prison match.
Would have been great.
Yeah.
It would have been great. It was such a cool. I remember watching that match last night and the crowd. You're right, because the crowd's like,
They're in awe.
they're just
looking
like,
out, yeah.
like what's going to happen here? It just needed some more thought, but it was all right. All right, we got to go pay some bills. We come back. We're going to talk about falls. We're going to talk about falls. We'll see you in a little bit.
Do you owe
What's crazy about the
$10,000 or
Punjab?
more?
So it had a
1410 ESPN Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are on the second half of card. Subject to change. Second half. I'm Big Kev. He's Ben Kimera. He's Sergeant Ledbetter. And we are sponsored by Game Boy.
Nice.
The original Game Boy, not the Game Boy Advance, but the original Game Boy. This is the Game Boy where
The gray
you try
one.
to play in the dark. It wouldn't happen.
Yeah, you had to get like the flashlight.
Yeah.
Tetris. Game of Tetris.
Tetris. I think I still hold one of the highest scores in Tetris.
Oh, man, I couldn't tell you a good score from a bad score. I wouldn't know. If you told me your score was 1,000,000 points, I wouldn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You gotta always keep batteries nearby.
Yeah. Always had to
blow through the batteries just like that. Like 2 hours that you're gone.
And like you be in the middle of a game and then the Game Boy die.
Yeah, you're wet.
Woo!
Nothing you can do about
Outrage.
Man.
Outrage.
And what's the matter? My game died. Well, sorry about your luck.
Those are the breaks. Those are the breaks, kid.
Those are the breaks, kid. And that's what your mom and dad say to you. Like, hey, toughen up.
Toughen up. That's the torture us 90s kids had to go
it.
through.
Yes.
No save.
Skip
here.
it. Skip
Put some
it.
dirt on it.
Pop it. Rub some dirt on it.
And if you got a stomach ache,
Yeah.
get some ginger ale and lay down.
Yeah.
Verner's. Yep.
Verner's.
Verner's and some toast with butter on it.
Yep.
That was it. That got you right.
You ain't missing no school today.
That's right. You had to fake throw up in the bathroom. All right. Pour some water.
I got a food question for you, Cav.
Uh-oh, there we go.
When I was little, Mom would make like pot roast or meatloaf, and then on the side she would take white bread and she'd put butter on it,
Mhm.
and we would eat that as like a side with the vegetables or whatever. Is that a thing that you would do growing up, or is
Mhm.
that okay?
Mhm.
I didn't know if that was just a white folk country thing or what. I don't know. Like
We would do like the Hawaii rolls.
oh, okay,
You know,
Oh,
the
alright.
sweet rolls.
okay.
We would have like the roast and the potatoes and carrots. And stuff
My
like
man's
that.
bougie over there.
No.
Hawaiian rolls.
But no, we would have I wouldn't do butter because the rolls are good as standalone.
Yes.
So I'll do the sweet rolls and then you throw the butter on there. Sometimes you probably throw it in the microwave for about 15 seconds. Let
Okay.
that butter melt.
All right.
Woo!
Okay.
nice
So
stuff.
see, they did it up right.
It sounds like you did it right. Like, you know, even though Detroit's not far, I mean, there's no Polish people around here except for me and like 3 other people. So, but like, you know, there's a ton of Polish people. When I was growing up, it was a lot of kielbasa, a
Yeah.
lot of guamki,
The
a lot of
pierogies.
pierogies,
Yeah.
things like that. And I came down here and I found out the miracles of a country breakfast,
Yep.
you know, with the hash
You had
browns,
gravy for
or
the
home
first time?
fries, sausage gravy. Had
Yeah.
that for the first time with some biscuits. I was like, man, I've been hiding this stuff, man.
I made sausage gravy for the first time a couple months ago.
Good. I bet you did a good job.
Did it? Wait, as the kids say, did it slap?
Did
It
slap?
slapped.
Okay.
It
Slapped
slapped.
it?
Okay.
All right, let's talk about some falls matches. And I like, you know, I kind of like falls matches because you don't really see them that often anymore. And even though this is not a falls match, I love, even though we can't really do it anymore with the way wrestling is, I like a best of 7 series.
Oh yeah.
I love a best of 7
I do
series.
too.
Because there's so many different ways you can go with it. You could do a sweep. You could do, 5, 6, 7. You could make the 7 the deciding match. And the stakes are high. Obviously, the most popular one of all time is probably Chris Benoit and Booker T.
You think that made Booker?
Yes.
I think
Yes,
so
it did.
too.
It made Booker because Booker was, I mean,
Mid
I
card
don't know.
at best. At
he
the
was
time.
he was mid card, upper mid card, occasionally tag belt guy. But to go against one of the 4 horsemen in a singles,
Yes.
even if he would have, they went to 7. Booker didn't win, or did he win that? Or did Benoit win it?
What was
That's how good it was. That
You
we don't
don't
even
remember
know.
the winner.
You just know. Yeah.
Booker was just like, he's always been fantastic, but he was in Stevie Ray's shadow. Oh, you need Stevie Ray. And the other problem with that whole thing, and not a problem, but a solution, is when you have Sherry Martel with you,
Yeah.
I mean, you're just in effect dropping it into cruise control just about, you know what I mean? Because she's doing all the heavy promo work. She's doing all the, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So like, obviously when he was in Harlem Heat with Sherry, there's the infamous Hulk Hogan promo that's all over the internet. But
What did he say? No.
we can't repeat it on there.
So Booker won the series to become the number one contender for the WCW television title.
Keep in mind, that was like the lowest title on the entire show.
Summer of '98.
Summer of 98.
Wolfpack was hot. Like
Yeah.
we were right in the middle of that.
But without that series there, he wouldn't have been able to springboard into the United States Championship or eventually being, the guy with the world championship. I think I would love to see more of that on the indies. The problem with that is that
some people probably get burnt out on the same people, and then
they get burnt out. But like when I think, and I'm not saying this to be braggadocious, but like when I think back to like HWA TV, you got a TV episode. We're taping it Tuesday. We're airing it Saturday.
right.
That would have been ideal for the best of 7 type
Oh,
series
yeah.
because you get the same match.
You
every
ready
week.
for this?
Right, well, let it rip.
Who was TV champion at the time?
Was it Arn Anderson? No, Arn had just retired. Was it?
So
I don't know. I'm not going to waste
Finley.
time guessing. Was it
Finley.
Finley?
And Booker beat Finley. So
There you go.
they paid it off.
So that's good. You may actually made the best of 7 series worth something, and then the winner was the winner. So best of 7 is really good. Another match that I love too.
I'll tell you
Well,
what,
go ahead. Go ahead. Dip in here.
Rockstar. Shout out to Nate Wings and Alex Cologne.
They did do a best of
They
7
did do
there.
a best of 7, man.
Both of those guys are real good.
Yeah, and that made me like best of 7 matches right there, because to see it on a local scale,
Mhm.
I'm like, ooh, this is all right here.
But it works on the indies when you have the same show
Mhm.
every week because it's episodic.
Yeah,
It'd be tough to do with something that's not episodic.
and they never did the same match twice.
Yes,
So that was all good.
those guys were real good. Another match that I love, it's one of my favorite matches, maybe because I'm a wrestling nerd, is I love an Iron Man match, man. I don't kind of like an Iron Man match. I love an Iron Man match. And ladies and gentlemen, it's most falls within either I've never seen one shorter or longer, but
I've seen the 30-minute.
We've done 30-minute
30
ones before.
minutes to an hour
Yeah.
of a match. Most falls scored in that time frame. I don't think I've ever seen a bad Iron Man match.
Mm-mm.
Have you?
No, because it's usually good workers that they put in that
Mhm.
spot. They're not going to put 2 schlubs in there.
Yeah.
Imagine putting two scrubs in the Iron Man.
What would they
match.
do? There'd be so many botches. The concessions, the bathrooms would flood. There'd be so many people in there flushing toilets getting out of there.
We would all be counting the amount of botches that go on in the ring.
If you think about it, you guys are spot on, because it's like on the indies, it's all this crash and burn style wrestling. Within the first 10 minutes, they're going to be doing a plancha off the top rope to the floor. Where do you go from there?
Right.
There's nowhere to go
Yeah. And you can't work too many rest holds
because the
because
crowd will
you'll
get bored.
Yeah, you'll run the crowd, you'll lose the crowd. And a lot of wrestlers don't even really know when to work a rest hold.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do out of a rest hold, which we could go into a whole show on just how to
Do that.
how to do that properly. But
We should do that.
jeez,
You
want- I'm-
that curtain?
you ain't got a big enough soapbox
Oh.
for me.
Listen,
Listen.
I could bring one in.
Kevin,
everybody.
listen, I have never worked at a WrestleMania and I never will, but I'm going to tell you right now, I can teach you some things on that subject.
I can
And-
build something and
Do you want to have an Iron Man match, Kev? You want to go for an hour?
Me and Ben could do a whole show on how to properly work a rest hold
Probably.
and actually make it mean something.
Yeah.
I can just lay back. I'm like, hey,
Just
no,
so
we want you-
board.
We want you talking.
Yeah, you got to talk, but
no, I'm a sponge. Y'all go ahead and do that, because
We want to hear Bernie Mac's sweet
Yeah.
voice over there.
yeah, from the grave. But a perfect example of what he was talking about is the very first one that was on the main platform in America, and that's Brett and Sean
Oh yeah.
for an hour. That to be able to do that match, have it end at 0-0,
Yeah.
and go to sudden death, them still go another 12 minutes
Right.
and make it captivating. And it still is captivating.
Oh, yeah.
I watch it all the time. I'm like, man, this is so good. And I think for the modern audience, the better one is like Triple H and The Rock, where there's
Judgment Day.
yeah, I think it was that where it was a high score.
Yeah.
It was like
yeah.
6-5 at the end or something
Yeah,
like that.
Undertaker came back.
Yes. That was wild.
That was
That was the introduction of the biker.
Yeah. That's one of those matches that's another one of those matches where you got to have your cardio and everything.
Yes.
Is going at it because, man, if I was to do an Iron Man match right now,
You die.
after that first
That's the finish.
after that first fall, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, man, just go ahead and cover me. I'm cool.
And it's different too, because I've done Iron Man matches. I've also had multiple 60-minute matches. 30 minutes, an Iron Man match with a lot of falls, honestly, is real easy to do, because the technical rules of an Iron Man match is after a fall, and it depends really, but you get a 30 to 60 second break in between falls.
Mm-hmm.
So like 30 minutes,
and that counts towards the overall time
Right.
too. So
the clock's running.
you can cheat a little bit.
You could do a roll up 1, 2, 3, and then you can go sit in the corner for 30 or 60 seconds and get your wind. 60 minutes though, then we're getting into cardio burnout, muscle fatigue, dehydration.
You stop sweating because you've sweat so much that you're can't start again.
One time, not to be gross, ladies and gentlemen, one time I did a 60-minute Ironman match in like a barn, like on a fair show. I didn't go number one in the bathroom for 4 days after that, and I probably drank 3 gallons of water a day.
Wow.
I was
you know what else
depleted.
happened, Kev, that day during Ben's 60-minute Ironman match?
The crowd fell asleep.
They sold more funnel cakes
That's
during
right.
that time than ever. It was a record
Ever. That's the last time you get an elephant ear.
Yeah.
Sergeant Ledbetter.
I ate half of it. It was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was a pumpkin spice elephant
It
ear.
was pretty good.
It was good.
Now, do you remember Owen and Brett had that really good cage match at
Yes.
SummerSlam?
Yes.
So they did on live events,
Mhm.
and I didn't know this until recently researching. They did a series of 1-hour Ironman matches on the house show tour to get ready for that cage match.
I believe that, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I mean, their cardio was impeccable. All right, we got to go to break. We come back. We talk about some hardcore.
Oh boy,
some hardcore.
He's gonna puke.
We'll see you in a bit.
the hardcore American hero.
and Big
Big,
Kev, right here on
what's the
1410
big news, man?
ESPN Radio.
Soft touches.
We are card subject to change. We are sponsored by one of those stores I used to hit up a long time ago, AJ Wright.
I don't think I've ever been to
AJ Wright was part of the Value City
so
umbrella.
a subsidiary Value City.
It was the dump location of Ross, and remember, it was like it kept getting marked down,
Mhm.
and AJ Wright was at the bottom.
At the very bottom.
So what would you get at AJ Wright?
AJ Wright, I would normally get like jeans. That's why I built my love for polo shirts.
Okay.
Um,
Do you like to rock a polo?
oh yeah. T-shirts, polos, jeans, any like clothing items. And then sometimes I would probably get like some deodorant.
So it's like kind of Gabriel Brothers.
It was
like
it was
just clothes,
TJ it
house
was
layers.
TJ Maxx, but it was the stuff that didn't survive TJ Maxx, and they needed room,
Yeah.
so they would dump it down
Was it marked down?
because it was owned by the same company.
So, but how'd that go out of business? Because a lot of those places are doing really
Now TJ Maxx doesn't even have enough stock to keep their store stocked.
you see, you got like spots like TJ Marshall,
Ross,
yeah. AJ Wright was just one of those stores where I like AJ Wright.
I'll have to check it out.
I was about to say, can't no more.
They can't no
because
more. They cut it.
2011, they cut it. I'm like, oh man, that was one of the saddest days of my life too, because it was like right around my parents' house. So I'm like, oh, okay, but I'll get a little check. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'm about to go to AJ Wright, give me some polo shirts.
And it was cheap. Those
was dirt
shirts were
cheap,
probably
yeah.
$5 or maybe not even $5.
Yes.
That's pretty wild.
And they would have like polo shirts there for about, I'll say about $5 for 15 or 20.
Yeah. You get socks if you like designer socks. You could get cool ones. They would have jerseys in there for like $5 and $10.
Nice.
Yeah.
They had a big and tall section. So that was all me.
That's all that matters, man. The big
That
and
was
tall
all me.
section. It's all that matters. All right, let's talk about some wrestling instead of some discount polos and things like that. Even though that's interesting. That's
Yes.
interesting stuff. Of course, with stipulations, it's always going to be something hardcore. And we talked about it, lamented about it to open the show. Oh my God. Like it's just lazy booking.
Yeah, lazy booking.
A street fight is to me always lazy because you see it so often, but there's other different match stipulations that are hardcore that are, in my opinion, they could be very creative and very good. And a lot of them are designed for, the baby face to win or the baby face to get over. And some of them are, you could do some pretty creative things with them. I remember I really like the First Blood match. And the First Blood match is a match where anything goes, but the first person to bleed anywhere on their body loses the match. So you have a lot of interesting storytelling and psychology there where it's like, I'm not trying to pin you or tap you out. I'm trying to cut you or bust you open in some way. So that lends itself to a really interesting story. What's your thought of First Blood matches?
I like the First Blood matches, but I don't think you can do them now because of all the protected chair shots to the head. You can't do head shots no more. Whereas like 1999, 2000, it was just chair shot to the head after chair shot to the head, and everybody was just gushing.
Yes,
you can't do that no more.
It was a lot of, so in your forehead, you have two veins going down the middle of your forehead. You got two veins in each one of your temples. In wrestling, when you cut yourself, we call it a whack. You whack yourself in any one of those veins, you're spraying blood. And the best example of this is probably the Judgment Day match with Eddie Guerrero and JBL, where JBL hits him with the chair. Eddie cuts both arteries in his forehead. And can you even watch that match in color still? Or do they black and white that one still?
I think it's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube somewhere.
I remember watching it on YouTube in color.
I think you can watch it on the network in color, but it's been a long time.
They do something during the squirt blood part. They
squirting out of his head.
Changed a different camera or something.
Well, towards the end of the match, there was literally a visceral pool of blood.
Yeah.
Eddie was standing in. It was you could see it pooling on the canvas, and he did have to have a transfusion after that match because he lost so much blood. It was a good match, though. It was really entertaining. What do you think about First Blood matches?
This is probably a hot take, but I'm
Okay.
not a big fan of blood in wrestling.
Okay. Why is that?
I think it discredits what we do.
How's
So if I wrestle you and I punch you 8 to 10 times in the match,
Yes.
and you don't bleed, we just told on ourselves.
Yes.
So
Hate punches.
if we're in a feud, we're going to punch each other.
Yeah.
If we're in a cage match, we're going to throw each other off the cage.
Mm-hmm.
If we hit that cage and we don't bleed, that means we didn't actually really hit the cage.
We tell on ourselves.
Yes. So I think the bleeding actually discredits the other 99% of what happens in wrestling.
So do you not like it at all, or just when it's appropriate?
I think it should be used way, way less than it is.
I agree with that.
And it's not even used as much now as it used to be.
Mhm.
So like once in a blue moon, you want a First Blood match.
I want it to be something to where it's like, wow, this guy really got whacked with something.
Yeah.
You know,
Way back in the day, we all used to have to carry the gig on us, because if our head hit metal and we weren't bleeding, we were in big
and that's
trouble.
protecting the
Really?
business. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's how they protected the business.
Wow.
There was a time where I carried that everywhere I went for years and years. I don't do it anymore, but like there'd be times where I'd be wrestling like Peebles, West Union. There was this guy, will not name him, not very good. I was the heel, he was the baby face. He followed me out and he Irish whipped me into the ring post head first multiple times. And after the first one, I let it go. And the second one is like, I'm going to have to cut myself right here. I'm going to have to whack myself, because I just went into the ring post twice. And honestly, if your head goes into the ring post, that should be how the end of the match.
You'd be gushing.
Yeah. So I ended up doing it. And then the promoter was like mad at me. And I was just like, look, your dude here decided to slam my head into these metal posts. I'm not going to not do it.
Right.
But that was back when we actually cared. and
Here's one
protected
thing
the business.
that I taught my kids, Kev. I taught my trainees this early on. Don't take the move and sell it like you got hit in the head.
Yeah.
So if I get whipped on the floor into the post, to this day I do this. I don't do the running jump, and I wish I had a camera just for this moment. I don't do the running jump and throw my hands up and like I hit the post head first. I take it with my shoulder and body, and I hold that and sell that. That way you as a fan have no reason to think that I'd be bleeding.
Right.
Because I didn't get hit in the head.
Right.
If I get whipped into the steps on the floor, I slide in, I nail it with my shoulder and body. I never even came close to hitting my head.
Mm-hmm.
The only time on the floor that I might show a little bit is if I get my head slammed off the apron, but that's not going to bust me open.
No, because it's the canvas.
So
and it's
see,
the
I can work things. And again, this is me using logic and common sense, which,
stop it.
you know,
Stop
yeah.
doing it.
Would you stop?
Well, you stop.
Right in the bread
But
basket.
does that make sense? Ben, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hospital for tourists.
Yes. You protect the move to where people don't have to sit there and think, well, man, he should really be busted open.
Right. Because it's meaningless.
And that's
at that
one of the
point.
reasons too. A lot of times I'll throw punches and I'll throw them to the jaw,
Right.
because if I do too many to the head, you should be busted open,
Or knocked out.
or at least a big old red mark on your
Yeah.
head.
Right.
It's so. What do you think about when they ratchet? I know the answer is going to be. What do you guys think when they ratchet it up a notch and do like? When I first saw the barbed wire rope match at ECW, like I was good with never seeing one ever again, and not because it was grotesque, but because but it was. Sabu was in the match, and he was just such an animal. Do you remember that when he sliced his bicep open?
God, yeah.
And you could like see the meat.
Yeah.
And then he runs into the back and just is like taping his bicep
Mhm.
together because they use real barbed wire. It's him and Terry Funk. Do you think that going like that far with that stipulation, it just kills like everything? Or do you think with that promotion, with that feud, with that time and that mindset, that was appropriate?
That worked for
Yeah.
him because ECW they were all about the hardcore and
Mhm.
things like that. So with him doing that, then yeah, that that fit the culture of ECW at the time.
But were you able to like just never be cool with never seeing one again? Or did you want to see more?
I wanted to see more in my
Okay.
review. Yeah, I wanted to see more.
No, that's true because it was the first time you saw it. I remember when he sliced his pants off.
Yeah,
you remember that
too,
it was like at the beginning of the match. He was doing the leg drop over the top, and he caught it on a barb, and he sliced his pants off. What do you think?
I
think it's too much.
Born to be Wired.
Yes,
I have scars on my back from doing barbed wire stuff. The Hardcore American Hero has done some barbed wire.
He's a hardcore American hero, ladies and gents.
I see that to me is a different comparison. So you're replacing the ropes with barbed wire. So you're not really telling on yourself, because if I was to run the ropes and hit the ropes, they're not barbed wire.
Right.
It's different. Now they're barbed wire. So whatever happens in that match, it's hard to compare to like you whipping me on the post and the outside and me not bleeding compared to that. So it worked. I agree with Kev.
So it worked in that instance. So let's take it to another direction. It's hardcore. It's weird. They thankfully have only used it a couple times. I think it will sometimes it works, sometimes it does. Well, you have to think of like the Inferno match. So the Inferno match is a gas-powered bar, 4 of them on each side of the ring. Do they take the ropes off or do they leave them on?
They leave them on.
They leave them on. There's basically a fire surrounding the ring from like a
fire bracket.
A stove. And the first person to set their opponent on fire wins the match. The guy on fire loses. They've done it with Kane. Pretty much Kane always losing because he had a full bodysuit on until they had MVP. Remember? Yeah, and they lit him on fire. Who else did they light on fire? Lit their boot on fire.
Him and Austin did one of those matches.
Yeah, that's where Kane. No, Kane didn't win the bat. He
won the title in the first blood match,
and he lost it in the Inferno match, right? Yeah. So they've only broke that one out. It really, for like the Punjabi prison with Khali, the Inferno match was like Kane's match,
right?
But they've used it other times since. What are your thoughts on that one? Too much or not enough, or you liked it?
How can I say this? Like how y'all been saying, less is more.
I know what Kev's thinking too. That match is not really designed for him.
Yeah,
that match is more designed for the mark, like the visual mark. Who's gonna oh my gosh, look at this! It looks the spectacle. You know, kids would always say. You know, the match itself is not going to be any different than any other match because you can't.
You can't because you're almost giving away the finish before the match even starts. Right. If Stone Cold Steve Austin is out there just in his trunks,
yeah, exactly,
and Kane's out there full body gloves, he's got a gator up his neck, you know that Austin's going to set this guy on fire.
I will tell you this though, Ben. I was at an indie show. This is years ago, and they tried to do one of these. Okay, and let me tell you what they thought they were going to do. At one point in the match, the guy
that Janela thing.
No, this is something different. The guy that was dressed like Austin had no coverings on. At one point, he tried to get under the ring and he tried to lather his arm up with that fire retardant gel.
Yeah.
He ended up going into the ropes with the other arm.
Oh,
because the genius, this is where stick to the professionals.
Right.
The genius ended up going into the ropes the wrong way and caught his other side on fire. And they had to stop running, and it's a nightmare.
Well, the Joni Janela thing is a GCW match. He tries to do the finish where he sets his own boot on fire to try to do a flaming super
kick spot.
And then he hits the super kick, but he goes up in flames.
Yep.
His gear, his boots, I mean, he literally just burns.
Yeah, that was stupid.
And there's people diving in the ring, trying to put him out. It was just fire in wrestling is just so I don't know. It's unpredictable, right? Like, so like when we see flaming tables and stuff like that, you're using like Roncinol lighter fluid, you're hosing the table down because that burns so quickly that big that you get the spectacle of the big firewall shooting up. You put the guy through the table, but the fire's out. Like
I've taken flaming table before. It's if you do it right, it's easy.
It's very easy to do, and you have to but you have to have all the safety precautions. You have to do it in the middle of the ring. You can't do it on the floor because if the audience gets spritzed with Roncinol,
Oh yeah.
they're going up.
Yep.
Yeah.
You want to do it in the middle of the ring.
Yep.
And it works perfect for a guy like Tommy Dreamer who
Yep.
wrestles in a t-shirt.
Yep.
I have a cutoff shirt on a lot, so
Mhm.
it worked fine for me. Where it doesn't work is if you had a guy wearing boots and trunks and no shirt.
Yes.
He risks a chance of something bad happening.
Or like what got me is when they did it with Balls Mahoney and he's wearing the flannel
Yeah.
and his hair, all that caught on fire. And they had to like run in there with bottles of water.
That
and
happened with
dump 'em.
Cactus one night with his flannel.
I don't know why you would do it.
It's that Indian ink in those flannels, you know.
It must be.
Yeah,
It just
yeah.
goes
They get
in
them at
the-
AJ Wright.
and burn AJ Wright.
AJ
That's
Wright,
right.
yeah.
AJ Wright. All right. We come back. We're going to talk about the super easy. We're going to talk about what our favorite ones are, but we're talking about the super easy stipulations where you don't need to do anything silly. You could just build up to a nice, easy, interesting match. We'll see you in a little bit.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
they had this thing where you could put your hand and Andre's bare footprint and his bare handprint.
Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah.
you could put your hand in there and like I know this is going to be a terrible word, but like the wideness and the girth. I mean, there's a ring.
Look at the girth.
Look at the girth.
Yeah.
But like you look at his ring and it's like, this Gatorade bottle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it was just like cartoonishly.
Jeez.
I mean, that is cast. Remember when he broke his ankle? It looked like a Halloween decoration.
They said that like guys like Crash Holly would just hang out in there.
Yeah.
Like you go there and he'd just
Yeah.
be at the bar
Just
hanging out.
hanging
Yeah,
out.
Vince would pay those guys to just hang out in there.
pouring the wine for
Yeah.
Dixie.
And
Perry
Kev
Saturn.
would have been in there.
Yeah.
You'd never been able to get Kev out of there. And if the food was good, shoot.
So one of the best referees in the area and friend of the show, Tyler Crow, said, "Feast or Fired gave me one of my favorite moments, and it's that Booker T holding that picture of Scott Hall."
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He looked like, man, tell me I didn't get this.
Booker T with short hair looked so much more serious than Booker T with long
does.
hair. Like, he's such more like a tough guy, and now he looks kind of like maybe it's because I associate the long hair with King Booker.
Yeah.
You know,
Booker.
whatever.
I'm about the short hair. He kind of like Bobby Brown.
Yeah. Yes.
He does
Exactly.
look like Bobby Brown.
Nino
You go
Brown.
to AJ
Yeah.
Wright. You know, he go to AJ Wright, get the double paneled shirt. Remember
That's the one. All right, so we got like 29 other stipulations to go through. So I'm calling it right now. We're going to keep the stipulations going next week.
Yeah.
But for now, let's talk about our favorite stipulations. It could be ones we haven't even talked about. Kev, what stipulation match did you see that absolutely blew your mind?
I got two of them.
Okay, let's go.
First one, I know everybody grew up with this one, but Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble's like, it's so good.
Oh my God.
Every time. Has there ever been a bad Rumble? Like where it was like, oh, this is dumb.
96
Yeah.
was horrible. That's the one where Austin got eliminated and he wasn't supposed to.
And then he came back.
And then he
That was
came back.
97.
Oh, it was 97?
Yeah, that was 97. 97. That was
Yeah,
when
yeah.
he came back in twice.
Wait a minute. I think
No,
it was 96.
It was
96. That was
97 was
Then
WrestleMania
they did the
14.
Final Four pay-per-view right after that to make up for it.
I think you're right about
I was about
that.
to say because 96.
We gotta do
Either
some
way,
research
we'll look
here.
at that
But
up.
the Rumble's awesome. What was your
Oh.
favorite Rumble?
Ooh, my favorite Rumble. I mean, always got to be 92.
92. Why?
Always has got to be
Because of Ric
92.
Flair?
Man.
It's such a that was like every
Yeah.
entrant was a Hall
We'll
of
think
Famer.
about
Yeah,
the
yeah, I was about to
think
say, the
about
whole
the
card.
stipulation.
Yeah.
It isn't just a title shot.
Yeah,
It's
We're
the
talking
title.
the title.
the
Yeah.
title.
Remember when Roman had to defend his title in the Rumble?
I remember that.
That was really interesting.
Very interesting.
I didn't hate it. I
loved
it.
it.
Was
I
really
loved it.
cool. I like the girls Rumble because the girls always, I know this is going to sound really dumb, but the girls always go all out with their gear for the Rumble.
Yes.
They do.
With the women's Rumble, like I remember when Shotzi rolled out there with the tank
Yeah.
with the Rumble, I was like, this is awesome. Because it's like most of those girls aren't going to make it to the WrestleMania card.
Right.
Oh,
So like that's their time to
Or Raw or
right.
SmackDown.
right.
that's their or TV or a house show.
So, as soon as I get the liberty, I'm back to catering.
Well,
Yep.
but it was a lot of fun too, because like before the big TNA relationship, like Mickey James, when she was
Yeah.
because she wasn't with the company, and then
Right.
when they dropped Melina in there, that was a lot of fun. That was pretty cool.
What's so yours is the Rumble. What's yours?
Well,
Vic?
he said he had a second one.
Oh, a second one?
Hair versus hair.
Oh, yeah.
Always a classic. So explain that real quick to our fans.
So a hair versus hair match is when you have two people going at it. They got long hair or like short hair, good some type of hair.
Yeah, yeah.
a lot of a mullet or something longer.
mullet,
Yeah,
if you got
short,
like a
long
mullet or
hair.
something like that. And if you lose, you get your hair shaved.
I got to tell you, were at the WrestleMania. So was I.
Yeah.
When Team Trump
Oh, yeah.
with Bobby Lashley
Yeah.
beat Vince.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
My goodness. And then politics aside, I don't care. The fact that Austin called the audible for Trump to take the stunner.
Yes.
Yes.
And then he took the stunner after they shaved Vince's head.
Right.
Awesome. He took it pretty good too. It
Yeah, he
wasn't
did.
bad. So that was a real good, that's a really good one because hair versus hair always gets people going. The match was good. The Molly Holly hair versus hair match.
Yeah, Molly and
Where-
Victoria.
And she still has short hair.
Yeah.
She's never grown her
Right.
hair back out.
She said no.
Nope.
Well,
I'm good.
Kurt Angle's bald to this day
Yeah,
after his.
that's true.
Yeah.
And you always get the comedy afterwards, the guy taping the wig to his head,
Yes.
terrible toupees. It's really funny
I'll say,
stuff.
A product of Jeff Jarrett.
Product of Jeff Jarrett. Talk about gimmick match. We'll talk about that next week. The Good Housekeeping match.
Great.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. What's yours?
One of my so the obvious one. I'm a big ladder match guy.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get
Okay.
into that probably next week.
Probably
but
next week.
this is my favorite because you could do this on an indie show or you could do this at a WrestleMania, and that's you get two guys that are feuding, and the heel has a manager.
Yeah.
And you finally get the match where if I beat you, I get 5 minutes with that manager.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's such a good match because, like, if you get somebody with it's got to be a great heel. It's got to be a Cornette or a Heenan or like
Right.
locally around here, Brock Guffman. We did that with him at
Yeah.
HWA. Brock is phenomenal. That was really good. We don't.
Well,
I hate to
Russell Bland
say
with
Russell
Jake
would be
Shepard.
good. Russell would be great.
We have talked about actually doing that match because
Yeah.
me and Jake have been feuding over the course of the last 6 months there. I've been chasing the gold, but that match, I'm telling you, it's money. It's booked correctly.
It is. And there's like I was trying to think of other managers around here. Like it wouldn't work with like Spectre because Spectre can work and he's big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
gotta
but
be
if
someone
it's-
who's
if it's somebody like me,
Yeah,
who's
you
bigger
can do
than
that.
him,
You can do
or
that.
you who's bigger than him, it
Yeah,
would work.
It would work. Spectre's really good at. I mean, he's just a phenomenal.
Well, he's good at dumbing himself down size wise
Yes.
too.
being cowardly too. He's good at that when you get him in
Yeah,
that situation.
yeah.
So is that your all-time favorite?
That's
Jim?
my favorite. That's my all time favorite one because of just I know it translates. You don't need a certain building
Mhm,
to hang something. You don't need to go to Home Depot and buy furniture.
mhm.
You could just show up and do it, and it's
Right.
great.
There's no accoutrement that you need
Yeah,
for it.
that's my favorite stipulation match. My favorite weapons match,
Oh,
and we talked
there we
about it
go.
off air, is I like the fans bring the leather strap match.
Fans
And
bring the. Is that how dangerous is that?
It's
though?
you give a disclaimer and you tell the fans straight up, you are not allowed to hit below the belt and you are not allowed to hit above the shoulders. And if you get caught, you're instantly gone and you have security watching.
and it's always worked
I've
out.
never had a problem.
Wow.
Okay.
Honky Tonk Man, name drop Jones. Honky
Oh,
Tonk Man
oh,
looks
name
at
drop
me and
Jones.
goes, he's on the show. We're doing
Mhm.
this match, right? And he looks at me and goes, oh no, Sarge, you ain't giving the marks weapons, are you? I said, yes, I am. They get straps and they're paying $5 a piece. He goes, well, that's brilliant. Then all of a sudden he loved it.
All of a sudden, the
Because I
curtain
made,
comes
yes,
out.
because I made $200 off leather straps, so he was loving it.
All of a sudden, the carny comes out. Get that money
But
up.
those are my two favorite, only because again, you don't have to hang anything, you don't have to set anybody on fire.
Mhm.
But I'm a Memphis Southern style wrestling guy.
And that's a good match too, because it's like it adds to like the humiliation of the heel, like, and the fans get to, they get to wear out a heel if they get. Do you think someone could get enough heat now with the audience?
Oh, yeah.
To get them like.
Oh yeah.
Get them.
Give me a
satisfied?
book, give me the book, and I'll have you and me in that match.
All
And-
right. Well, you got Dixie.
Yeah.
Got Dixie. You got to pour the wine there, buddy.
Oh man. But we could do that match.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I'd love to get beat up by fans with a leather strap. That sounds great.
What's your match?
It's my
Favorite
turn.
match?
It's obscure. They've done it a couple times. I love it. It's the ultimate blow off. It's gonna sound whatever, but I love 3 Stages of Hell.
Ah,
Okay.
yeah.
I feel like that is the match that would draw people in. You could, and works in multiple ways. You got a baby face who's chasing a heel. You have the first match is a wrestling match, and the baby face wins clean, and it proves, okay, the baby face is the better wrestler, the better performer. Well, the match ain't over yet, kids,
Right.
because we're going right into a street fight.
Mhm.
And going right into that street fight, now that gives the heel the advantage to get dirty. They can cheat, and then they go up on the babyface. Now you got one fall apiece, right? Now I've seen it done a couple different ways. My favorite one is the final fall being the steel cage.
Ooh, yeah.
I've
yeah.
seen the final fall being a ladder match, and that's okay. But the steel cage, it lends itself to, I don't know about you guys. I don't even know about the audience anymore, because this is where I'm out of touch. If they see a steel cage, if I see a steel cage, that's the end of the feud. Whatever the finish is, that's a wrap, right?
Yeah.
So if you have the end of the feud within 3 stages of hell, if the heel has a crew, then you got a lot of outside interference, and you could do a lot of stuff with the cage door.
Right.
You know, you could have your crew help you get out the door. And then, of course, that's a great finish, because what that means is that the babyface out wrestled you, and you need your crew to interfere. And so the babyface goes over, but the heel wins the match. So it's like a double utility.
Yeah.
It's a win-win, no matter what the finish is.
Can I ask a question about
sure.
this stipulation
Sure.
before we get too far down the booking trail? Do you think you tell on yourself when you book that match on a show that it's going to go 3 falls?
You tell on yourself in that regard, but it's got to be so compelling that people just forget about that. You don't care about that part, because you know you're going to get to. On the indies, it would be very difficult to do, because WWE does it awesome.
Yeah.
The cage is you just drop the cage and you clip it on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, you couldn't do it on the indies, because when we do the indies, we have to have like a 30-minute.
Guys would have time to drive to McDonald's and get a Big Mac
Right.
while they're waiting
Come
on the
back
cage
and
to
get
get
the
set up,
cage.
and go outside and smoke a pack of cigarettes, drink a Mountain Dew.
This was like back when they had a crew of people doing that
Yeah.
back in the 90s.
Literally, you just keep the cameras on the babyface and heel and
Yep.
talk for 5 minutes, and the cage is done.
Pretty much.
And that's the other piece. You quote unquote beat each other up so badly in the street fight.
Yeah.
Whatever finish you come up with is a huge spot. So let's say the finish is like a superplex from the top rope through a pile of tables or onto chairs. I could cover you with one hand, 1, 2, 3, and then we just lay there and bleed.
And the camera's on you.
Right.
Here comes medics to check on you.
Medicaid.
All this is going on,
Yeah.
and now the cage is already on the ring, and they're already strapping one corner.
Yep.
Before you've even.
And you're
Get
just
the ball.
out, and I think that you're right. You're telling on yourself with that, but I think you make it so intense that the
Right.
audience just doesn't care.
You know how I booked it one night because I didn't.
Did
wanna
you
tell.
do one?
We did a 3 stages of hell match, but let me
Okay.
tell you how I did it. So we did regular wrestling match, street fight, and then we did last man standing, and we did rounds. So to not tell on ourselves, it was one winner, and that was in the last man standing
Mhm.
match. So we would do a regular wrestling match for 5 minutes.
Mhm.
And then the announcer would say, "Ladies and gentlemen, we have now entered the stage of the street fight."
Okay.
And now we can
Ooh.
introduce weapons, and the
Yep.
match just keeps progressing.
Mhm.
Then, ladies and gentlemen, we are now in the final stage, the last man standing match.
So it's one fall.
one.
Okay.
Well, it's last man standing.
Yeah.
So you can't pin the guy during the wrestling match, and you cannot beat the guy during the street fight.
I like that.
But you don't tell on yourself, and you end up doing a nice 15-minute match. It's just a way you can get around
Wow.
all that. See,
I like
this
that a
is
lot.
why I need to be on
You should
somebody's
be on
booking
somebody's
team.
books.
Yeah, hopefully, hopefully,
Heart of Dixie, right over here.
Heart
Get
of
over
Dixie.
Dixie, right? But with the 3 stages of hell, it's just, and it's so finite. You know what I mean? It's like whoever wins that match, it's a win-win. If it's the steel cage, if it's a ladder match, it's kind of a win-win as well.
submission, you can work that in there.
Yep. You could literally do any sort of stipulation. And then you're right. You could, if you want to do a 3 stages of hell, you want to throw a curveball,
One of them could be a tables match.
right? That would be a perfect 2 fall finish.
Yeah.
Like the heel cheats to pin the first fall. Second fall, your crew comes out and throws the guy through a table.
Yeah.
Bam, heel gets the 2 wins. Now, of course, you'd have to probably come up with a third match.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to have a third match. Like, this is what we're going to do. But like,
Third
if-
match would be first blood.
yeah. And then, or the heel would be like, the babyface would have to come back on the heel. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because if you do like a first 2 falls, you'd have to come up with like a comeback match for the next show where the babyface can somewhat get his come up.
That's where WWE does so well because they have the video packages, and
Yes.
then with TV going into it,
Yep.
whatever our 3 stages were, say it was me and you.
Yep.
I guarantee we get that to happen during the shows leading up to the
Yeah.
match. So if one of the layers is a table,
Mhm.
you're probably sticking me through a table one of those nights.
Yep.
Or whatever.
And then we come back with like a tag, and then you tap me out in the
Yes,
tag.
tap
and
you
then
out
the
in the
go
tag.
home would be me hitting him. Bam, he comes up with a face
Yeah.
of sauce. And then we're like, oh, it's first blood.
Yeah.
You know what
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean? Like, and being able to tell that story, we're getting too far.
No, we're just these people. These people need to hear logical wrestling.
Logical wrestling.
They don't get to see it
Yep.
when they go to these shows, and
It's
they
true.
don't really get to watch it on television anymore. Everything's so shotgun now.
It's true, because like when he first became executive producer, I loved the fact, because Vince would be very formulaic.
You talking about old Try?
Old Try, you had Gunther beat Jimmy within an inch of his life. Then the next show, Jimmy comes back on Gunther, and I was like, all right, well, if we're going by history, Jay got the last one-upmanship, so Gunther's going to retain at WrestleMania. And then that didn't happen. So Triple H would just throw these curveballs that were anti-formulaic out there, and I loved it because it beat my expectation. But at the same time, now it's like this local promoter here. He's extremely PP. I want to pop. I want everything to be a pop.
Oh, yeah.
And it would just be chaos.
Yep.
You pop people by lulling them to sleep in a way, and then you shock them, and then
Yeah, then
there
you
you
can't.
go.
Then you don't know how to follow anything,
Right,
because
right.
you're just worried
everything's
about then.
chaos.
Yeah. Do you think this is an interesting question? Do you think Paul Levesque, executive producer,
Triple H.
which
was
Vince, old Try,
try.
which Vince is he closer to? Right now, today, is he closer to a Russo or a McMahon?
Right now, I think he's going down the Russo path.
What do you think,
I'm thinking
Kev?
so too,
Yeah, I think so too. I think he started out, and this might have been because he inherited the residuals of the Vince storylines. McMahon. I think now that he's taken over, he is trying to be Russo.
Everything is just chaos, and you have to have order, and then you chuck some chaos in there, and then it makes things significant.
Yeah.
With just
Yeah.
doing, I don't know, we've beaten that horse to death, but you're right. It's just like, I don't know, man. You want to see all this really cool stuff and get excited, but if you constantly see it,
Yeah.
it becomes
Do you
boring.
think the Netflix Raw thing has been a disaster?
No.
Or do you think it's
What do
been
you
a
think?
win, or do you think it's been a win or a loss? If you had to put a label on it right now, it's been what, a year? Has it been a year?
No,
8 months?
8 months or
It's
so.
about 8 months.
I don't think you can grade it until you've had it for at least a year.
A
I'm about
year?
to say it's okay.
What's it
right
leaning
now.
towards though? What do you think? Is it leaning
Pass
towards it's
fail?
going to be a
We
win,
doing
or
pass
is it
fail?
leaning towards it's going to be a loss?
It needs to go back on cable TV.
There you go.
It
I think
needs-
so too.
There needs to be new stars developed.
Yes, that too.
You and I are this age and we're still going just fine, but like we can't, it's exactly what you and I are going through right now.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. If I'm like, all right, I'm going to retire at the end of 2026
Or today.
Whatever. Who's next?
Who's filling our
Yeah.
spots?
Who's
Right.
going to be the guy who steps in and say, okay, promoters know, sorry if it's braggadocious, I could lose every single match and then the next show win the championship. It'd be completely credible. It'd be completely credible because I make it credible. You're the same way.
Yeah.
You could lose every single match, next show win the championship, completely credible. Who's the WWE guy who could do that now?
Randy Orton.
Randy Orton.
And he's on his
That's
way
it.
and he's on his way out.
Right.
Cena on his way out.
Get back in
CM
time.
Punk on his way out.
Mhm.
These guys are all 45 years old.
Punk's
they're all
older than
my,
both of
they're all
us.
my age.
Punk's 49 years old.
Yeah. So Kofi Kingston's older.
Yeah.
They have nothing. Jey Uso's almost in that age. He's
Yep.
41 or 2.
Yep.
LA Knight, same thing. 41, 42 years
Mhm.
old. Drew McIntyre, 41, 42 years old. Who's the future?
Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed,
Okay.
Dominic Mysterio.
Okay.
But they got to start winning.
Yeah,
they got to start
But-
doing
Something.
Okay, you got 3 guys.
Yeah.
Well, you going to build a whole show around those 3 guys?
You can't. And that's where their problem is because you hire college athletes that are there for the paycheck and don't care about wrestling at all whatsoever. And then you get a Brock Lesnar, or you hire indie guys who are 5'8" and 120 pounds,
Right.
and they can't get over because they don't look like superstars.
It's over for the indie guys getting hired.
Oh yeah,
We've
for
had
sure.
this conversation.
Yep.
I
It's
hate
done.
to say it, but it's done.
Unless they get a guy who's like super jacked, but even then, if he can't pass wellness, then
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because why would you hire an indie guy when you could get a college kid and train him from the ground and not have to worry about fixing all their bad habits
Yep.
and all their egos and all their attitude?
and you could teach them how to wrestle to TV just how you want to
Yes.
just how you want to do it.
Yes.
You don't have to do anything.
And that's
bad.
the good part of the business, but also that's the bad part of the business.
But it's also a really cool opportunity for the indies because the indies can slide right in there with high live events and get over and get that money.
And keep it moving like
Keep
that.
it moving. That's right. All right. So we got to guess transform and roll out. But next week we'll continue with the stipulations. We'll talk about the easy ones, the simple ones. We'll talk about the elimination chamber. We'll talk about ladder matches. We'll talk about all that. fun
Carson City
stuff.
Silver Dollar.
Carson City. So we'll talk about the coal miner's glove.
Ooh,
Coal miner's glove.
yeah.
All right. We'll talk about coal miner's glove, all sorts of fun stuff. All right. Make sure you tune in next week. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We will see you, Kev.
See you on Cincinnati tomorrow for SmackDown. Peace.
I'm surprised they didn't give you guys tickets.
You still got it. Your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your
They use
doctor
them
or
all. They
pharmacist
must
which
use them all for
vaccines you
seat
need.
filler spots
Sponsored
or
by
something.
Pfizer.
He's a world
Yeah.
arm wrestling champion,
That's
Michael Todd.
weird.
I'm globally known as Monster Michael Todd. I'm
There's
52
no way
years
they're
old. I've won
selling out.
23 world titles and 36
I bet I
national
could go on
titles.
there
This
right
tough
now.
guy
and
never
find-
backs down, but a horrible
you hear what
bicep
Ticketmaster's
injury
doing now?
almost ended his
For
career.
people?
Enter QC
You know there's a
Kinetics
joint
and
action lawsuit
life-changing
against them, right?
regenerative treatments.
So
Most
say
people
you go
thinking
on
that
and
I'd
you
never be able
order
to compete again.
$600
Within 8
worth of
months,
Taylor
I
Swift
became number
tickets.
5 overall.
Then
in
you
the
go to
world.
the
Now I'm
checkout
marching
screen
towards that
and
number
it's
1 spot.
1,000.
So how did he do it?
I'm a
Because
big
the
regenerative
fees.
medicine
They
kind
call
of
them
guy.
the fuck
Once I
you
found
fees.
out about QC Kinetics,
But
I
now they
went
told
to
them you ain't
protocol.
allowed to
Those
do that.
treatments
If
use a
it's
patient's
1,000,
own
you advertise it
orthobiologics
as 1,000,
concentrated and placed
and
into
that's
the
what-
troubled area
that
to
way
help
there's
heal
no
and restore the
buyer's
damage.
remorse
No
or-
scalpels or harmful meds,
Man,
just
I can't afford
long-term relief.
1,000. I thought they were
QC